Hi guys, my name is Caitlin Lilly and I'm part of the band Sheehan, and I also work for BBC Alabama across all of their social media platforms. So today I'm going to chat to you about Instagram and why you guys should get it. Instagram is probably the most aesthetically pleasing app. It's good for posting very pretty pictures. It's more popular with a younger audience in comparison to Facebook that have gained more of a mature audience. However, it's great for giving yourself a personality and letting your followers get to know you as a musician and as a person. Now, my first point would be to make sure that you have a business account instead of a personal account. You can do this under settings and switch account, which will then give you the tools to see who's engaging with your profile, what demographic, where your audience are, where your content is being shared, all of these insights into the content that you're posting, which is really handy to have if it's for your business. Now, there are a few different ways to post on Instagram. We've got Instagram stories, which only last for 24 hours. People mainly post what they're up to. They can share a post from their grid. Lots of different ways to use stories. Second kind of post is a grid post, mainly used for posting nice photos. Thirdly, Reels, Instagram Reels, which is relatively new. You can post up to a minute of video content. You can also choose between 15 seconds and 30. And the fourth thing is Instagram television, Instagram TV, which is great for posting longer videos. So for instance, maybe a music video. It's also great for being able to split the videos up. You can create a series specifically for, let's say you maybe have an album launch and you have specific content for that launch. You can put that all into one series and it can be nicely arranged in a little folder there. So all of these tools on Instagram are great, and it's a very comprehensive app as well. You can really have a lot of fun with it. You can make it really personal. It can be quite informal as well with what you post. So I would say that for me, in the last year, I would say that Instagram Stories is a must. If you've posted anything on your grid, I would always share to Instagram Stories to make sure that it's visible to your audience, because sometimes the algorithm does tend to hide your posts in the grid, which has now been resolved due to Instagram Stories. So we can thank that for that. You can also add music to your Instagram stories. If you go into, there's a wee icon at the top, I think it looks like a little kind of picture. You click on that and there's lots of options to add music. You can add location, all sorts. I'm sure if you have Instagram, then you'll know how to use that. But for music and as a musician, I would definitely use the music tool to promote whatever it is you want to promote. I would say, as I already mentioned, it is the most aesthetically pleasing app. So ensuring that it looks good is definitely a priority. Now, in terms of aspect ratio and the way your post looks on the feed, I would say square is the optimum format for that. Just so that it looks right and it doesn't look out of place on the app. I would also say make sure if you are posting a video, you want the first few seconds to be the best few seconds, because you want to catch the viewer's attention straight away, because you don't want to lose them. If you do tend to post a lot of videos, I would always make sure that you have a thumbnail for each video, because at the end of the day, when somebody visits your page, the way it looks is definitely taken into consideration when it comes to revisiting your page. So if you have a good thumbnail for each video, it just makes the profile look a lot neater than it would if you were just using a screen grab from the video itself, which, let's face it, isn't ever really flattering for anyone. So I would say always use a thumbnail, and you can do that when you're in settings. Just before posting the video, there's an option to add a thumbnail at the bottom from camera roll, or there's also an option to crop the thumbnail, which I would highly recommend, because you don't want to post a video and then have someone's head chopped off in the view grid, as it looks messy and it's not fun for whoever's head's been chopped off in the grid view. Another thing about Instagram, which not everybody knows, is that you can connect it to your Facebook business account. You can do this in Facebook settings in your business account manager. Now, you don't need to do this, but it's good if you want to schedule things in advance. Similarly to Facebook, you can upload posts prior to posting them. And for instance, if you have an album launch date coming up, you can schedule that post for that launch date and it'll be posted on the day and time that you want it to be. So Creator Studio, great for that. It hasn't quite been developed for Reels, Instagram Reels yet. It is in place for Instagram television. And again, handy if you want to make sure that the thumbnail is what you want it to be. If you're creating it in Creator Studio, you can edit it there. One thing I will say as well is once you post to Instagram, and if you haven't changed the thumbnail, you cannot go in and edit it afterwards. So make sure you do that prior to posting. Otherwise, you'll have to delete the post. And if you've got any likes or engagement with it, then you'll lose all of those stats with it. So a couple of things there to remember if you're wanting to post and schedule. I would say all of those things are key things to look out for when you're posting on Instagram. But like I said, it's very informal. Have a bit of fun with it. Your audience are really just there to get to know you and to see what you're up to know when you've got gigs and all that kind of thing. So you want it to be representative of you and your brand. So take all of those things into consideration. There's a couple of great wee tools. For instance, Canva is great if you want to create content before posting on Instagram. Instagram itself is developing again and again. So there are more tools on stories to create flashy content than there was before. However, Canva is a great wee tool to just create things externally and then import them into your phone to then upload to Instagram. And I'm sure there are lots of other apps out there too that can help you with that. So, like I said, have a bit of fun with it, get creative and be considerate of what you're posting and the thumbnails and making sure that it looks nice and pretty, because I think that's what the app's intended for.